Hello, it's week 13 of season 6 of the Andy Griffith Show. This week's episode title is Aunt B Takes a Job. Barney, what's up this week?
Aunt B tells Andy that Clara just got a job down at the bakery 3 days a week. And she says that Clara is older than she is. So now Aunt B wants to get a job too. She wants to answer an ad in the paper put in by the new owners of Hanson's old print shop. And Andy reluctantly agrees. So the next morning, Aunt D goes down for her interview. But she's got some real competition from some much younger ladies.
But when she gets in the interview, she's just honest with the interviewers. She says she has very little work experience outside of housework, but they like her and they hire her.
Yeah, she tells Andy and Warren that these guys are in the trading business and she's gonna work there 1 o'clock to 4 o'clock in the afternoons, answering phones and taking orders for $30 a week, and she starts tomorrow. But then the audience sees that these new owners of the business are really counterfeiters. They hired Aunt D because she looks so respectable, and then Andy comes in the shop to welcome them to town and to thank them for hiring his Aunt D.
And after Andy leaves, we see that at least one of the owners thinks that it's a good idea, or it's even better that Aunt B's nephew is the sheriff. He thinks it improves their cover and their credibility.
And on Aunt D's first day, she brings in a stationery order that she got from a lady in town, and she takes it right into the back room. But her boss tells her not to come into the back room anymore. He says it disturbs his partner while he's working. And then some guy comes in to take up some wedding invitations. Mr. Kingsley, one of the two owners, hands him a box. And then Andy gets a telegram in the courthouse about counterfeit bills showing up in Raleigh. So he and Warren go out to warn all the shop owners to be on the lookout. And Warren is the one who goes into the trading shop and he walks right into the back room. And after he warns them, he takes up one of the counterfeit bills that they made and dropped, and he don't even realize it's counterfeit.
And then Andy gets a call that the fake bills are now in Siler City, which is closer than Raleigh. Meanwhile, the guy that picked up the wedding invitations comes in for some birth announcements, and of course Aunt B thinks that's kind of unusual and fast after the wedding. And he says, "Oh, we're adopting."
And that guy cashes Aunt D's paycheck for her, $30. And she goes and buys a new dress with the money, and a football for Opie, and some groceries. And she gives Andy some business cards from the shop with his name on them. And then Andy gets a call that Mr. Wheeler down at the department store just got a counterfeit bill. And later they show up at the grocery store and the sporting goods store too. And Aunt D warns Mr. Kingsley and Mr. Finch, who is her other boss, about the phony bills.
And after she leaves the room, they say to each other that all these bills were supposed to go outside of Mayberry. Now that they're in Mayberry, they get scared and decide to close the business and leave town.
But meanwhile, Andy makes the connection of where all these bills showed up. They were all places where Aunt B shopped yesterday. And he also considers the fact that the business cards she gave him from the shop were in green ink. So he rushes outside and shoots out a tire of the counterfeiter's car as they're trying to get out of town. And they wreck, and Andy and Warren arrest them and put them in jail.
And then Warren brings the prisoners some sandwiches he picked up at the store, and they pay him back with a counterfeit bill.
And he don't even notice it until Andy brings it to his attention.
We'll see you next week for episode 14.